Hi friends, it's Sarah Thrifter and I have a thrift haul to share with you today. These are items that I'll be selling on eBay and Poshmark. And before we get to that, I'll do a make mention sale. And that's in regards to a recent sale that I would want to make a comment on. And this is this tank top. And it's Jed North. And it would have been on one of my thrift haul videos, maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I said it was just an all right brand. It wasn't like anything spectacular. It already sold. It went out this morning, and it sold for $17. I just wanted to make mention of that, and in case you see the brand and do comps. I mean, I didn't pay very much for it. We'll get right on to the thrift haul video. This first piece, I picked it up because it's the chunky, like cable knit, and it's Grant Thomas, which is not a spectacular brand. This is an XL men's, and I'll be listing this as a fisherman's sweater because it's that heavier gauge. But it's, like I said, that, as far as I know, that brand's not, nothing spectacular. This does have a little bit of weight to it. It will cost a little bit for shipping. I do charge separate for shipping. And here's another chunky one. Now, this is more the traditional of what a fisherman's sweater should look like, the beige color, from my understanding. This is a turtleneck. See how it's like that heavier gauge? And this is a plus size 2X, and it's Jeannie Puree, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't know for sure, but that's not a spectacular brand. The reason I picked it up is for style, because it had, it's this chunkier knit tight sweater, and it's a plus size. I don't know if I would have picked that up in a small size, if it wouldn't have been a plus size clothing item. This is a Talbot's, and this is a 3X, and Talbot's does all right with plus size. It's not spectacular. This is sleeveless. It's a Ponte, like half snap shirt, and it's, stretchy Ponte. That's what that means. And I thought it was worth picking up. And this, because like these items, that one and this one, I got these for like half off. It was $2.99. I got half off that. Here's another Talbot's 2X. And this is more of like a knit. It's actually really incredibly soft. It's very nice, but it's got that little bit of detail to it. And I don't know, I probably will list this as a sweater, maybe, because it kind of has that sweater feel to it, even though it's smooth and it's not like a knit. That I picked up. I picked this up for, oh, I picked this up because it's velvet. It's a J. Crew. And it's just a velvet little tank top. And I think I know I would have looked it up at the store what the year was, because generally I like to only pick up the newer years. Now, this is from 2018. That's getting old. It's almost 5 years. But I thought because it is velvet, that's how come I picked it up. And this was $1.99. I got it for half off. I got this for $1. I wouldn't have paid up for that or anything. This is a cool shirt. I haven't done comps on this brand yet, but I really like this. Hopefully this is decent. It might not be, but I'll be just using a ton of keywords as like an artsy type top. It's called Paradise USA, medium and large. I don't like it when it's a double size where it's got like a medium/large, because then what do you put in the item specifics on eBay? Do you put medium/large, or do you choose medium or large? A lot of times I will put, if it seems more like a large, I'll list it as a large, but then at the very bottom of item specifics, you can add your own, and I'll put size tag or something like that, medium/large. But isn't this cool? It's very stretchy. It's like a, it's not rubbery, but it's kind of like more like that kind of material, but it's a knit, but it's got the one button, and it's got these, cool little pockets. It's a popover. I'll be using a lot of different keywords on this, for artsy and things like that, bohemian, and it could be a dud, but maybe on style base it'll be worth it. This is really pretty. Oh, I said I wasn't going to pick this brand up anymore to myself. I don't know if I've mentioned it on a Thrift Haul video, Wilford. And there's Wilford and Wilford Free, and it's under the Aritzia brand. But this is silk. That's how come I picked it up. I think it's a size small. They have different looking tags. That's just this particular tag. And pretty sure this was silk, and that's how come I picked it up. It is. It's 100% silk. With it being a tiny size, that's kind of a bummer. Now, it is one of those split rear. I don't know what they're technically called. I usually just say split rear. But it's got all these little, you know, print on it. And this is new with tags. That's how come I picked it up. It's actually really nice. And it is just a size large, but it's a Calvin Klein. And I thought that with it being new with tags, it was worth picking up. Calvin Klein's a hard brand to sell. Even new with tags. I think, a men's sweater. It's been listed for a long time. I probably should end it and redo it and relist it. But this is very much like a career piece that somebody could wear, like with a suit or things like that. It's stretchy. It's very pretty. I really like this style. It actually reminds me of like the 60s, but, or, 70s, but it was $59 manufacturer's suggested retail price. It does have a style tag or a number on it, and I'll have to try to look that up and figure that out. I did pay a little bit more. I paid $2.50, but I thought it was still worth getting because it is new with tags. It's very much a staple wardrobe item, and maybe a capsule. I don't know. I'll probably just put staple. This I picked up because it's plus size. It's soft surroundings, and it's a 2X. Soft surroundings has really went downhill as far as sales for me anyways. And I wondered which way it would go because I listed on mentioned on a Thrift Haul video a really long time ago that soft surroundings was bought out by another company, like something very basic, like, I don't know, like Falls Creek or something like that. I mean, probably wasn't that, but it was something very basic that bought them out. And I thought that brand, either they'll be either more sought after or it'll, tank. And I wasn't sure which way it'd go. Well, just from my, listing of the items, it's tanked. It used to be a really great brand, but this is being plus size. I went ahead and got it. It's a button up. It's got these really cool looking, different artsy looking buttons on it. And I'll be noting that it's artsy, and it's got a snap on the top. And one thing great about this brand is it does have a style number, and you can look it up and hopefully find out what it was originally called. However, I find that if the pieces are too old, but even some of them that didn't seem like it was an older number, because the older numbers I thought were just all numbers, and then the newer pieces had letters and numbers. But anyway, sometimes you look them up and you don't find anything on it. And I've been finding that lately with that brand. And this I thought was cool. It's really adorable. This is a Ralph Lauren, and it's polka dot with all these different fun colors. And it's just a shell sweater. It won't sell for a ton. $2.99. I paid half off. That's how come I picked it up. But Ralph Lauren, sometimes can do pretty decent. This, I really liked it, and I wasn't going to get it. And then I was going through the rack, and I went past it, and then I went, I looked at it a couple times. I thought, yeah, just go ahead and grab it. Went ahead and returning to that section and grabbed it. It's a 1X. That's how come I picked it up, too. And it's Quaker Factory. And they have very artsy looking type clothing usually. But look at this. Isn't this adorable? It's got a lot of detail on how they did that anchor. And of course, be using like nautical, anchor, boating, maybe sailing, coastal, a classic, a lot of things like that. But I just thought that it was really a nice piece. And I would have got it for half off, whatever price was on it. I don't know what price was on that because it was kind of more like a sweater. Now, that was $5.99. I paid half off, like $2.50. It was kind of pushing it. Calvin Klein, but 1X. Now, when I did just mention about the Calvin Klein, the plus size, sometimes sells. And I've mentioned recently that the cardigan shrugs that our Calvin Klein sell, even if it's a smaller size. The shrugs are the really tiny, like cropped, open front, like cardigan. They can be short sleeve or long sleeve. But this was worth picking up. It was $2.99 half off because it's plus size. It's actually a nice top. It'd be a nice, like, career top because it's got, the black on there, and they could pair it with, black pants or a skirt or a suit or something like that. This is very pretty, and I don't know if I looked this up at the store. I'm trying to remember. I didn't. Wait a minute. I decided to keep that. Oh, forget it. I couldn't remember on that one. Well, I was thrifting last night. I had a headache, but anyways, and it went away late last night. Thank God. That's not fun. Thank God again. This is a Vince, and I kind of gotten a little bit more choosy with Vince and Theory. However, I think that Vince still sells a little bit more than Theory, but write in the comments how you do with those brands. The reason I picked it up is because it's velvet and it's green. And blazers aren't super easy to sell, but a green velvet. Now, some of the keywords, will be just the typical, classic, but I'll be using the keywords steampunk. Anytime I find velvet, I usually will put now steampunk, and I wasn't for a long time. But some of the other keywords could be 90s on this, Y2K, and, preppy, school, things like that. This I like. And this brand just does all right. I don't know, it might be under the Anthropology line. It's parsley and sage, but this is a plus size. It's a 3X. I find that the plus size sells a little bit easier. But it's very much, I think it's more like that's like a stone wash from like the 80s is what it reminds me of. But I really like the shirt. I thought that was really neat. And with it being a plus size, that was $5.99. I had to pay $2.50 for it. And yeah, that completes the thrift haul video for today, or the thrift haul portion of it for today. If you'd like, you can subscribe, and I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you could push the thumbs up button, I'd appreciate that too. Many prosperous sales to you. Have a great day. Thank you.